We are back here on the Lynn Hayes Freeland Show. As I mentioned at the beginning of this program, we as the community, the collective we, have an event to celebrate from the University of Pittsburgh campus. And when I say an event to celebrate, that's probably not quite the right word, but certainly to reflect and look at what's happened. Here to talk about it, two individuals from the African American Alumni Affairs Council. That was in my head, but it didn't come out my mouth. Val Njai and Dr. Curtis E. Porter, welcome to you both.
Thank you.
So, reflections.
Well, let's start with him because he was at the university when I got there.
Okay.
50 years ago.
50 years ago.
Yeah, we think that we have an event to commemorate. 50 years ago, on January the 15th, 1969, the Black Action Society of the University of Pittsburgh took over the University of Pittsburgh's computer center, and an action that was to enable the university to be more responsive to its demands, the Black Action Society's demands, that the university add more black students, add more black faculty, and add more black programs, so as the university could be more responsive to Pittsburgh's black community.
Now, I want to come back. I want to talk a little bit about the mood and what it was like then, but I want to jump to you, Val, for just a second, because when Dr. Porter describes that effort, and now I fast forward to 50 years ahead and I look at the Pitt campus, do the black students on this campus even know what happened 50 years ago?
That's a good question. We're hoping that after this event, they will. When I started the university in June of 1968, the Black Action Society was everything. It was the only organization. And for me, I had grown up in a school district where there were very few blacks. So even though there were 18,000 whites at the University of Pittsburgh, within that Black Action Society, I felt like our numbers were equal. I mean, it was just an amazing experience for me. Now you have quite a few. You have about 9 minority organizations. So for me, there was only one place to go.
And so is that where everybody went?
Oh, back then everybody was just BAS.
A member of the BAS.
Today you have the Black Action Society, the African Student Union, you have CLASA, you just have so many different organizations. So what we're hoping the students will understand, the students and even current staff, just what it was like, how what we did 50 years ago has a direct impact on their journey at the university, their experience, and the unity that occurred. And I am hoping that they will see that there's another way that they could be more unified, and that they can do some of the things that we're doing.
That you were able to do.
We're still giving back to the university, to the students.
After the commercial break, we're going to talk about your event specifically on the 15th, but I want to come back to Dr. Porter, and I said to you I wanted you to describe what the mood was like. What was the feeling like on the campus?
Well, I guess you have to think about it in terms of just before we took over the computer center. In January of 1960, in May of 1968, Martin Luther King was assassinated. So that's when the BAS was formed, on the date of his assassination.
Oh, really? Okay.
So on that date, shortly thereafter, the BAS issued a set of demands to the University of Pittsburgh. And those demands covered those 3 things that I talked about. More black students, more black faculty, more black programs, a number of other things. There were about 13 demands. But the core of it was that the university needed to be more responsive to the black community. And the way to do that was to add more programs, to add more black administrators, to give the black community a foothold at the university. And so the university responded to the BAS almost immediately, because with the assassination of Martin Luther King, there were riots across the country.
All over, sure. Pittsburgh included.
Pittsburgh included. There were major insurrections. The mood was that the black community was in a state of uprise. People needed to be more responsive to black demands. And so almost immediately there was a response to our demands. But there had been this period of several months where the core demands, like the immediate response was we got an office, we got office equipment, we got telephone, we got a budget,
All those
we got
things they thought would
recognition,
make you happy and make
will
you
make
go
us happy.
We had
We
50
came
students
to
enrolled.
Right.
we
Okay.
got 50 students enrolled, but we wanted a lot more. We
wanted
came
a
to
lot
view
more.
those things as what one of us called plastic goodies.
There you go.
Things that would stave us off.
Hold that thought for just a second. We have to take a commercial break. We're going to bring this all full circle and tell you what's happening on the 15th of January. So you know what? You don't want to go anywhere. We'll be right back.